Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. You're listening to Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
Hey, how you doing? Got a kind of a cool episode here for you. It's been busy, and I've been loving it, been enjoying it. I am doing a lot of cool stuff. There's going to be some neat updates with this podcast coming up very shortly, which I'm very excited about. Neat updates with the podcast. This is going to be... I got a cool gift for you guys. I'm so excited. I think I found the right person and hired her, and she's doing some amazing stuff for me with this podcast. So coming soon, there'll be something pretty amazing. Hey, I've been traveling a lot lately, and I was on an airplane, and I don't know what it is about airplanes. I love putting headphones on. I pretty much have headphones on all the time. People would think that I'm really shy and a bit of an introvert, which is slightly true. But anyway, I was sitting on an airplane, and I love getting out a legal pad, just a blank legal pad, and a pen, and I just think. That's it. I just sit there and I just think, and I'm listening to awesome music. I got these cool noise canceling headphones. I slip them in noise cancel mode, dink, and I just sit there and I listen to awesome music and I just think, and I just start designing out whatever funnel or offer or marketing thing that I want to. And so I was designing out this really awesome funnel, which you guys will all see shortly because I think it's something everyone could benefit from. And so I have been building that. I've been putting it all together, and it's been a lot of fun. But one of the things I was thinking about is I kind of started studying from different books, and I was putting the pad down and grabbing different books, and you guys know that I've been talking a lot about Ready, Fire, Aim lately. And guys, the way I read books is very weird, and I know it is. It takes me a solid month to get through a single book if I'm actively reading it. If I'm not, I can be on the same book, quote unquote, for like 3 months, which is so true, and it's kind of sad. But the reason why is because if you look, like I'm holding a page right now, it is marked to death. Like so much so sometimes you can barely even read the words that are on the page. Okay, they're anyway, I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing, but like I think about all the things. That's the reason why, like, if I want to actually read a book cover to cover, quote unquote, read it, I have to listen to it. Okay, otherwise I stop, I think about it, it connects with other ideas, I draw it, I remember 3 or 4 quotes from some other thing and I write them down and hook them into the book. And you know, that's the way I read books. And because of that, I was a very slow reader in school. And so all I would do is I would go find PDF versions of someone's book and I'd go load it into like an ebook reader and play it at like 4 times speed. And that's literally how I got through all school. Was because of this. And I think it's a cool problem. It's not necessarily a problem. I don't think it's a problem at all, but it certainly keeps me going very, very slow. So I'm on page 119 and I've been there for a long time. Anyway, so I was sitting on the airplane and I had my pen and paper out and I start reading this paragraph in this section. And the reason I like to do it so much is that I know that like when you learn and when you have ideas that come to you, when you combine them with other stuff, that's really how you learn anyway. And so I'll seed them in my head by drawing pictures. I'll seed them in my head by, little diagrams. I underline certain words, certain things like that. I star things all over the place. Weirdly enough, I imagine myself teaching the principle from stage a lot. That is actually something I do a ton. So that by the time you guys are hearing on the podcast, a lot of times I've said it already, both in my head on stage, sometimes actually on stage, probably in 2 or 3 Q&A groups that I do every Friday that some of you guys are a part of. And so it's very, very in my head. And when I need to, it just kind of bubbles up and it pops up and I use that in the future. And that's honestly one of the ways that I'll go learn new stuff. Okay. Most of the time I don't just learn for just whatever. I don't learn generically. I learn very, very specific for whatever problem I'm on right now. So I'm very, very selective and almost protective of myself based on what I'm going and learning and studying because I don't want to get distracted about stuff that I don't need to be using right now. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I want to read to you this one thing, though. This is very, very powerful, and I think it's one of the major reasons why some people they're not where they want to be. anyway, so I want to read this real quick, okay? So this is in Ready, Fire, Aim. It's page 118, sorry. There's a few paragraphs down, and this is what it says. So though your primary focus should always be on customer service, your quantifiable goal as a stage 1 entrepreneur should be to acquire as fast as possible what we call a critical mass of qualified customers. Okay, the number of loyal customers you need in order to make all or almost all of your subsequent selling transactions profitable. Okay, let me say that one more time. Your primary focus should be on customer service. Although it is, the actual goal is to acquire as fast as possible a critical mass of qualified customers. Okay, follow me real quick here on this. Okay, so you're acquiring a critical mass of qualified customers, right? All right. Once you have a good number of qualified customers, you will be in a really good position where almost every new product you come up with will be successful because so many of your existing customers will buy it. That's fascinating, isn't that? Okay, so let's think through that here real quick, okay? I'm like stuttering right now. Sorry about that. I got like a billion ideas and my head's getting in front of my mouth. Sorry about that. Okay, so first what you're doing is you're grabbing a ton of customers, just qualified customers, as many of them as you possibly can and as fast as you can, okay? And as what you're doing is, the reason you're doing it is because you're acquiring the customer with a product so that a buyer is 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 a buyer, right? We all know that, right? And what he's doing, what he's saying here is that the reason you're doing that is because all the subsequent sales that you are trying to make to your existing customers, they're far more successful because they've already bought from you in the first place. Okay, and that's what he goes into and talks about here. And he goes through and talks about, this is interesting. In the very next page here, I hope you guys are okay that I like read certain sections and passages to you. I hope that's okay. Anyway, in the very next page, he's talking about a consultant that sent him this email, and he said, although your eyes glazed over when you looked at the convoluted formulas in my spreadsheet that modeled allowable order costs, you immediately understood the dynamics of generating long-term profits through the development of large circulation, low-cost products sold at a loss on marketing by upselling high-end products to this larger base. Okay, in layman's terms and in English, what he's saying is he goes and he's suggesting to this company basically a tripwire funnel. He's going out and that's what I drew right next to it. He says, look, here's what you need to be doing. You need to go out and you need to create long-term products through the development of large circulation, low-cost products sold at a loss on marketing by upselling high-end products to this larger base. Okay, so he's saying go and create this huge, acquire as many customers as quickly as you possibly can. You get them in the door just so that they're in the door, and you might go and you might actually lose a little bit of cash on them. That's fine. Why? Because there is a follow-up sale. There is an upsell. Now, because of the funnel world, because of the upsell world that we live in, we know that can happen immediately. This company, though, was talking about it as though they need to go in the hole for quite some time. We know because of funnels, because of tripwire funnels, because of upsells, downsells, all the different things that you can offer, you can make that second sale immediately, right after you acquired them. That's why the book funnel works so well, right? The two-step tripwire funnel, right? Or the low ticket e-com funnels, where the first product or two in the funnel are loss leaders, where you're going in and you're saying, hey, look, I am just have it. I'm just trying to practice. I'm just trying to help you practice. Take your credit card out when you see my name, my brand, my product. Oh, good, you did. Awesome. Here's something else, right? And the percentage of people who buy from you goes through the roof because of that. I love what he said in this. I think it's fantastic. And so I started thinking through, how can I acquire as many customers for my current product that I'm selling right now as fast as I can, because I'm not building a tripwire funnel for a while, and I'm not going to, and it's on purpose, and it's going to be quite some time before I actually put a tripwire in front of it. And you guys all know why. I start at the middle of the value ladder. It's the core of the business, right? You know, we've done a lot of cash so far, which is great, fantastic. But I could not have done that cash if I was focused on a tripwire funnel. I would have done like maybe a couple grand versus nearing 100 grand. You know what I mean? Which is what we're doing now, which is awesome. Okay, so you guys know my philosophy on that. It's to start in the middle, move to the back, and then go to the front. Sometimes you can go to the front second, but usually it's third. Depending on the business. I know some of you guys are in e-com and you're like, I'm not going to do that. That's fine. Just figure out a way to charge more money. That's the biggest takeaway I'm trying to say. Okay, so here's what I did. As I started thinking through, here's my current webinar numbers. And I started thinking through, how do I acquire 1,000 buyers as quickly as I can, as fast as I can? And why? Why? So that when I put a high ticket back end product in front of them, there are enough customers to make a significant difference in my wallet, right? It's the coolest thing, guys. It's the funny thing. Almost every time we put a high ticket application style funnel on the back of an Inner Circle member's value ladder, it doubles their business, right? But it only doubles their business if they have a certain number of qualified buyers, right? When they amass, what did he call it? He called it a critical mass of qualified buyers, right? You have to do that. You have to do it. That's how this whole thing works really, really well, right? That's when it explodes. That's when it takes off. And they're really, really easy ways to grow a big list quickly. They're really, really easy ways to do this with starting out with no list, with a current list. You know what I mean? But start acquiring the list, okay, if you don't have one. Anyway, so I want to walk through this here real quick. These are my current webinar numbers, and I kind of worked backwards on them, thinking through how to actually get this done here, okay? So, so if I want 1,000 buyers, and I currently close anywhere from 6% to 15% on the webinar. And I know that's a huge spectrum, but the reason why is because usually it's like anywhere from 6 to 10% on the webinar, and then another however many percent during the follow-up series. So I don't totally know the exact number yet. I've only done it live 3 times so far, but somewhere around there, it goes anywhere from. I've had it close even like as 25%. I mean, but then on some of them like 6%. You know what I mean? So there's a spectrum. So I'm just going to say on average. So let's say that I want 1,000 buyers and I close at an average right now of, let's say, like 15%. That means I need 6,667 people to hear the pitch. Okay? I literally need to pitch. There needs to, on the stack section of the webinar, I need almost 7,000 people to actually hear it in order for me to close at 15%. Okay? I get about a 15 to 20% show up rate from those who register, which means I need 33,333 people to register on my registration page. That's how many people I need to register on the page for 15 to 20% to show up, which allows me to have about 7,000 pitches, which allows me to have about 1,000 buyers. That's about how the numbers shake out, give or take a bit, because obviously that's fluid. Okay. Now, I'm spending on average about anywhere from $4 to $8. It averages out pretty strongly around 5 to 6, actually. $5 to $6 per registrant, okay? So that means I'll need to be spending about $166,000 on ads to get 1,000 buyers. That's actually not bad, okay? For a $1,000 product, that means I'm giving up 16% of my $1,000 to acquire the customer, okay? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And I'm about to turn on this affiliate program here, and I'm giving away 25%. So you get $250 for everything that you help me give away, right? That you help me sell. Well, you think that, let's compare that real quick. And so I started thinking through, I was like, wait a second, 16% in ads to acquire an individual versus 25% to an affiliate. Why would I give 9% extra to an affiliate? And so I started thinking about it. This is all on the airplane. And I'm sure the person next to me thought I was a freak because I was writing ferociously. And something about high altitudes, a pressurized cabin, and fast-paced music. I don't know. But anyway. So there's 16% in my ad spend to acquire a customer, right? 16% of the total revenue to acquire the customer, right? That's not crazy. I mean, that means, what am I? That's 84% product margin. I mean, that's freaking awesome. I mean, tell me another industry that you can get that in. I was in school. I was as part of a student-run business. We built it from scratch. I was assigned to be in the food business. I am not a cook. I am not good at cooking. I know that. Other people around me know that. But that's what I was assigned to. We were making like 8 to 10% business margin overall, and the professors were freaking out how amazing that was. And I was like, 8%? They're like, do you know how amazing that is? That's huge. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going in the food business. That's good for the food business? Like, oh man. Anyway, So that's the reason I sell what I sell. It's on purpose. It's very much on purpose because I want to choose products where there's high perceived value so that there's more margin so that I can spend more to acquire the customer plus also bring more cash and more profit into the business. Does that make sense? And anyway, so 16% is what I could be, 16% of the sale is what I give up to acquire a customer when I'm spending ads. So far, that's about where they're shaking out. And I think that's not 100% always going to stay there because the ads are getting better. We're finding new sources of traffic. There are certainly, we just got offered a huge list to go promote to. But that now goes into the affiliate side, right? So I could do 16% of the sale for ads or 25% of the sale for my affiliates. Okay. Now, why would I do that? Why would I not just continue to acquire customers just through ads and save the extra 9%? I mean, 9% of $1,000. I mean, that's starting to make a dent over scale, right? That starts to be a lot of money. Here's why: speed. If all we care about is average cart value, right? Which right now my average cart value is $997, right? And cost to acquire the customer, okay? Cost to acquire. I always, until I read this passage in this book, right? Just this last little bit here, I always thought of cost to acquire as dollars cost to acquire, and it's not. It's also time cost to acquire, okay? I could go out and I could keep spending 16% on my ads to actually get people in the door, right? And it would be good. It'd be great, But man, if someone's already amassed a huge group of people and I want just this huge influx of people, why would I not go really quickly, just go and even give up extra margin to get a huge influx of people to come in? Why? Right? I'm acquiring as fast as humanly possible my critical mass of qualified customers so that I can give them the upsell easier. Okay? That's why. So it's not cost to acquire is not just about dollars. It's also about time. And I realized that while I was sitting on the plane and I was like, holy crap, why have I never ever thought of that before? Like that might be a no duh thing for you guys, and it might be, but like, man, I had never thought of it before. Where cost to acquire. So think through, you guys. Think through. You might be having great ad spend. You might be having, everything might be great. Everything might be profitable, but take into account the consideration that you might actually, if you get customers at a faster and faster rate, and the time to get them in is drastically reduced, you might just be getting them in that first time so that you have this awesome base to be able to sell your next thing to, where your massive profitability is, right? This little strategy right here, oh man, in my mind, that takes the place of any source of VC funding that could ever be needed. Right? Because that's exactly what VC funding does. Let's go get a huge influx of cash from someone. We'll go borrow a ton of money from somebody. Then what we'll do is we'll start spending ad money in different places to acquire the customer. So there's a J curve, right? And you go down in the hole and you owe tons of money and you're not profitable yet and you're spending more money than is coming in. That's freaking scary, by the way, which is another reason I hate VC funding. That's freaking scary. And you're spending more money than it's coming in. And then eventually the hope is that you guys figure out enough how to acquire a customer as you go to eventually reach profitability where you're making more money than you're spending. Then you actually make more money than you ever borrowed. And then you have to eventually go sell it off. Right. And do roll-ups and all these different kinds of strategies. Does that make sense? That's scary in my opinion. What I just said in my mind takes place of all VC funding. Okay, if you can acquire, this is the whole reason the Tripwire funnel works. You're getting in there in the bottom of the value ladder. You're not trying to make money. You're trying to break even. You're acquiring the customer. You're training them that you're a good person to buy from. You're training them how to pull their credit card out. You're training them on your culture. You're training them that you're the attractive character, the charismatic leader, that there is a cause, that this is a viable business, so that value ladder step number 2, you're pure profit. Okay, you don't need to reacquire them. These people that are buying from me right now, I don't need to reacquire them. They're in my home. You know what I mean? And those who didn't buy, they're on my list. I don't have to reacquire. I own that traffic now. Someone else owned it. Mark Zuckerberg. I paid him some money. He gave me some of his traffic. Some of those people joined my list, right? I now own that traffic, and because of that, I control that traffic through ads. And then now I own it. Sorry, I own the traffic. I was talking about a different strategy. I own the traffic, but now they're on the list, and I can start promoting my upsell thing to them. So what I've been doing, that was a lot. Hopefully that's okay. what I've been doing is I've been trying to think through what my upsell is. Okay. I've had 7 MLM CEOs ask me for this product over the past year and a half. And the especially this last little bit though, as we actually launched it, tons of people have been asking for it. I know it kicks butt. And I've had a lot of people ask me like, Steven, why did you choose MLM? Well, it's because I know what I do is extremely blue ocean for that market. You know, okay? I know that if I go play the card right and I get it in front of enough people and if I can just get that first, 13, 17% to just take on this possibility, man, we just changed an industry. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. That's the reason why. It's because I know there's people in there who are buyers. I know there are people in there who understand funnels, and I want them to come get this product so that it's proven, that so people can see it, so they understand that this is actually a very viable thing. And it's very much on autopilot more than people realize it is when you use what I'm teaching. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, guys, is I'm going through. And so what I've been doing is I started thinking through. The question then became for me as I was sitting there is, okay, how do I create a low ticket mass circulation product like he was talking about? A low ticket, low cost mass circulation product that can get pushed out to tons and tons of people to help me acquire customer even faster and faster and faster. That's the reason .com Secrets and Expert Secrets were written. I know Russell could have sold ClickFunnels, right? Just by selling ClickFunnels and nothing else. But the speed was greatly increased by putting low ticket, right, high circulation products in front of ClickFunnels. That's the reason that he's able to shortcut and skirt out everything else. Anyway, massive, super, super cool stuff there, guys. Hopefully I made sense. If you want to re-listen to that, go for it. All I was trying to say though is actually I worked backwards. Start thinking through here's the application part for you guys for this is start thinking through then what's the number of customers I need that I think I need that lets me have a critical mass of qualified customers. What's that number for you? And start thinking that through. And what I would do is I would start thinking through, okay, what % of them do I need to buy the upsell to really make substantial increases in my wallet, right? That's what I would do. And for me, I know if I just have 100 people, just 10% of the people who are currently buying from me buy again my high ticket thing, that's going to be substantial boost in my wallet. So my number's 1,000. Not only just because it's 1,000 buyers at $1,000 is $1 million, but also because of I think I can get 5 to 10% of them to get my high ticket upsell thing, even if it's only 10 grand, and that is awesome. That's awesome. So anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. That's what I've been thinking through is the low ticket, large circulation products. It's not my focus, but I'm trying to detect and be a good detective of the market, I'm trying to figure out what they want those products to be that will help me acquire buyers really, really quickly. I'm focusing solely on my webinar. I'm not moving from it. I'm spending 24/7 on a single funnel. It blows my mind when people are building tons of funnels at once. I can see building maybe 2 funnels, maybe 3 if these are like low impact funnels, but product funnels, man, like to really pull one off, especially if you don't have like a big team, like I don't. I'm mostly doing this on my own right now, right? And I'm trying to find good people. I'm trying to find, and I got something cool coming up for everyone else too about that in the future here. But start thinking through what those things are. How do I acquire customers quickly? How do I focus on being profitable really quickly out the gate, which is why I charge what I do, which is why I do. You know what I mean? That's what I would start focusing on. Start asking that question, middle of the value ladder, then either go to the top or the bottom based on what the market's telling you to do, and they're telling you what to create on those front ends. You're not coming up with it on your own. They're telling you, and it removes the risk. And doing it this way removes the need in my mind of having to get VC funding, because if you can figure out what those front end products are that acquire tons of people at once. The reason why I'm not starting with that is because I don't want a ton of customers all at once and then not have the core of my business be proved out yet. So I start in the middle, right? Then I'm thinking through all those things in the back. Hey, here's how you actually do it. Anyway, that was a long episode, and it was kind of deep. Hopefully that was okay. I am, anyway, these are, someone said, I've got a whole bunch of people buying my product right now just to funnel hack me, which is very honoring and very flattering. How's it going, guys? That's nice of you. Appreciate it. But someone said, they sent me a message and they goes, I only have to buy your product for $1,000 to learn the deeper inner mind of Steve Larsen. Heck yeah, I'm in. I was laughing about that. It's like, that's a scary place, man. Anyway, hey guys, hope you're doing great, and go crush it. This is a fun game. Don't overwhelm yourself with all the steps. Just do the one step in front of you. Don't worry about the other 100 that are in front of you. Worry about step 100 when you just finished step 99, and keep it simple in your head and just focus on the one step in front of you. Don't get distracted, and build yourself a sweet funnel. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.